Hey traders from around the world, this is Jerremy Alexander Newsome, CEO and co-owner of Real Life Trading. Hope you're doing absolutely phenomenal. So we wanted to do another real life stock review, and this time by overwhelming demand, we're actually doing products. I'm not going to eat or drink these, at least I hope not. And what we're doing in this particular edition is we're going to do 2 stain removers. And we're going to figure out which one works the best, and maybe if they're comparable, or we'll see. But this is Clorox, and it is called Clorox Stain Remover for Colors. And then we have Shout Triple Acting Stain Remover. So obviously this one is by Clorox, the company, and this one is by Procter and Gamble. So we're going to figure out which one works the best. We're going to have a t-shirt that we're going to get nice and dirty, and we're going to see if one of these outperforms the other in a controlled environment. So I'm super excited to see if we can figure it out. And of course, we're going to check out the stocks on these guys, see what they're doing, see if there's any trading opportunities coming up, and see if there's any way we can make a little bit of money from these guys. Because each one of these was $2.84. So I want my money back, Clorox. We're going to see what I can do. But anyway, let's stay tuned and check it out. All right, so this is us looking at the t-shirt. We put the t-shirt on a hill, a green hill, and this is where we decided to muddy it up a little bit. So what we're going to do first is we're going to pour a little bit of soy sauce. There's the soy sauce. So if you're at a nice Chinese or Japanese restaurant, maybe a hibachi, and you get some soy sauce on your shirt, that's what that'll look like right there. Adding a little bit more sauce. So we were watching it, we thought, you know what? It needs a little bit of mud, a little bit of grass, a little bit of dirt. So, booyakachop! We got grass, mud, and dirt on the shirt. Now this is where we get fun, ladies and gentlemen. So there's the ketchup. We threw some ketchup. So if you have a 5-year-old kid who likes to play with ketchup and squirts all over your shirt, this is the issue that you're gonna get from here. Now we decided to rain down some mustard yellow. Checking out the yellow drops. Raining from the heavens above. What a terrible day that would be for me if we started raining mustard from above. I do not like mustard at all. So trying to cover up a lot of that shirt with some mustard ketchup. Actually did not like this part at all of the messing up of the shirt. Here's a little bit of the after product. So what we're going to do is I actually end up cutting the shirt in half so that we have a what Ashley refers to as a control. So the shirt and the fabric is the exact same for both products. So here's the Shout edition. What I did is I actually sprayed the shirt with the Shout and try to get all the stains gone. At least I attempted to. So again, this was under worst case scenario. Now we haven't washed anything off. It was just purely stained. And then we wet the shirt a little bit. Then we just sprayed it off with the Shout to see what it would do. And then, put it in the washing machine. So from here, covered the entire one side of the shirt with the Shout. This is the Clorox. Now with the Clorox, same process. Spray really as many parts of the stains as possible. Now this is the part where I personally think Clorox did step it up pretty nicely. Very foamy, very thick type of material. It definitely got in there, at least it looked like it did. Kind of more of like a carpet cleaning type of feel for the actual stain remover product itself. So before we find out which stain remover cleaned up the mess the best, let's actually go and look at the charts of each company. Now, this is a charting software, and charting software is just something that you're able to use to get a visual perspective of an actual stock and or a company. Now, Procter and Gamble was a stock that was actually about $44 back in 2009. So even a solid blue chip, good old American company like Procter and Gamble has increased over 100% in 2000 from 2009 to 2015. So that's really, really good for my traders who did buy and hold. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go find some support and resistance lines on Procter and Gamble, and you'll be able to see that really throughout the entire 2010 to 2013, the $60 price was a very, very strong support. That was a price that Procter & Gamble literally bounced off of numerous times. Here's another good resistance. So again, this is a price where the stock found more selling pressure than buying pressure. Boom, 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 boom. And in late 2012, early 2013, old resistance at 65 became new support. So it broke out, retested twice, in fact, and then continued higher. So notice you have some resistance from back in here. Well, that resistance became, oh, look at you, how interesting, a new support back in 2013. So that support price has and still is a very, very solid support. So we have one more here in Procter and Gamble, and this turns out to be about $82.10. So you can see resistance, 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 support, and lo and behold, we got some support action right now on Procter and Gamble. So if we come in here just a little bit, what I'm going to look for is to see if there's any opportunities off of this support line at around $82.10. So at the moment, we have some pretty interesting chart patterns shaping up, and it appears that this could be shaping up to be a double bottom pattern, which means if we actually close above 84.74, I actually would be a little bit more bullish than bearish. Now, for my longer term traders, we can see on the chart that obviously $82.10 is a pretty decent support. So if you consider buying some shares of Procter and Gamble, this is a pretty decent time to, well, you know, buy low, sell high. So if you begin to buy at $83.43, your stop, meaning the place that you would actually exit the trade, would be $80.57. So that's going to be the stop. So you have two choices. You could either wait for Procter & Gamble to get above 85.46, or you could just go ahead and buy it now, mitigating your risk even farther. So this would be your risk zone, if you will. So about, about $3 and some change. Target 1 would be this gap in here, about 87.50, and then target 2 would ultimately be about the high, which is 94. So again, that's where the all-time high on Procter & Gamble is at $94 a share. And again, it looks like we're getting some type of potential double bottom, some really, really good support. And this is our risk. This is our potential reward. And you can see trading up to $84 is about a 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio. Now with Procter & Gamble, I suspect that could take anywhere between a year to 2 years to do. But if you bought at 83 and you sold it at 94, that's over a $10 move, which is well over a 10% ROI on this particular trade. Now, granted, that could take some time, but for the traders who trade Procter & Gamble, I don't think that's such a, well, gamble to take. That was a pretty bad pun, but nonetheless, let's just go ahead and bleach that out and hop over to Clorox, shall we? On Clorox, we already have some lines drawn in here, and there's a note. I haven't looked at Clorox in a while, but I have a note here that says, if Clorox pulls back to the 50 EMA, buy the bounce. So let me just show you guys where the 50 exponential moving average was or is. And again, I don't know exactly where or what day I wrote this in, but we did pull back to the 50 exponential moving average right there, which is back in December 2014. And we pulled back to the 50 exponential moving average just in March, again on Clorox bouncing. So those were two great buying opportunities on Clorox. I mean, that was a solid return, buying at approximately 99, trading up to approximately 110. That's an $11 move on Clorox right there. And again, we're kind of getting another one. So let's hop over and look at some price action, shall we? Clorox is a little bit of a more pricey stock than Procter & Gamble, not by much, but it is more expensive as far as the actual per share price. So let's go back and look at a really longer term chart on Clorox, and you can see that this one has had some sensational gains. So Procter & Gamble has increased over 100% since 2009. Clorox, on the other hand, was back at 46. So it's increased well over 100%, around 150 and some change. So there's some resistance around 68.13. We can see also some resistance right around here. So boom, boom. And this is actually a pretty good chart because Clorox at the moment, I believe, is at an all-time high. Let me go to a monthly chart just to verify. Yep, so right now, Clorox has never been this high before. This is 1984. Boom, this is the tech bubble. This is 2008. And you can see that Clorox right now is just on an absolute tear. Something to keep in mind, though, stocks do not make this angle for very, very long. So I can guarantee you that at some point, the market will have a little bit of a pullback. And keep in mind that we need to buy low and sell high. So if we're keeping that viewpoint in mind on Clorox, a lot of people would say, is this the time to buy Clorox right now? I would actually say no. It's at an all-time high. The monthly chart looks like a straight shot, just high as it possibly can go. So we do need some type of retest at this moment. So my thought is, let's be patient on Clorox. It could take us some time, but let's buy low, sell high. My trading plan would be, if CLX pulls back to old resistance, new support around 102.16, then buy low and sell high. What's interesting about this, ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly what is called a trading plan. Now, I do not know if this is going to happen for 100% certainty, but what I can say is if it does happen, then we can be prepared. That's how traders make money consistently in the market. They don't have to make millions or hundreds of millions or even tens of thousands, but a trader can consistently make money in the stock market if they create a plan. They follow the plan because they're consistent. Consistent leads to being disciplined, and discipline leads to you being profitable in the stock market. So again, we want to buy low, sell high. We broke out of resistance. We're at a very, very high point right now on Clorox. Something like this and this would give us a great opportunity. Buy in here, this old resistance, new support, and potentially bounce. Do we know will it bounce for sure? No. Is there a possibility that it can bounce? Yes. But creating a plan in the future, being prepared for it, and getting the trade set up so that you are in control, ladies and gentlemen, is what professional real-life traders do. So I'll be really excited to see how Clorox and Procter and Gamble do actually end up shaping up. Let's go ahead and hop over to our real-life studios in Nashville to find out which of the two, either Clorox or Procter and Gamble, did the best with the mess. All right, so I know that was some pretty interesting footage. Thanks for bearing with us. It was just fun to try these two products out and see what we can do. So we have, again, Clorox and Shout. Now, I will go ahead and say to the producers and the creators of these products, we definitely use the most critically difficult aspects possible. I mean, we did not follow the directions step by step. So we did absolutely go through like the highest, like worst case scenario, which one's going to clean the best. So more or less, if you got in a food fight with like a transformer truck and he was throwing giant bombs of ketchup and mustard and all you could do is just spray yourself down and wash your clothes, this is kind of how it would look. So I think I came to a determination. This shirt right here is the Clorox shirt. So this is the back and this is the front. So you can see the front fared pretty well. So this is some of the grass stains and a few things like that. This one in the back, I mean, obviously it got a lot of the yellow out. It took away all of the ketchup. The main stains on this was from the soy sauce. That's really what stained both the shirts the most. The Shout, which is this guy, here's the Shout. The back actually is still pretty bad. The back is almost entirely still there. There's a lot of mustard stains, a lot of grass stains. The front, you have a lot of the soy sauce still on it. It kind of faded a little bit, but again, you had a lot of the mustard stains down the bottom. So I would say overall between the two, I think is going to go to Clorox, which if I'm not mistaken, had more of a foamy texture anyway. And as I was spraying, I kind of felt like it was more just, I mean, it was like very thick and I felt like it would just like weigh into the fabric and get in there more. So again, testing these two at their absolute ultimate peaks of filthiness. I mean, I'm talking like this is a food fight, 3rd grade, and you're wearing a white tuxedo. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But if it does, apparently you're not going to get the soy sauce out of your nice white shirt. But you're going to get some of the mustard, most of the ketchup, and some of the grass stains with Clorox stain remover. So ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for tuning in to this real life stock review product edition of these two, which I did not consume, drink, or eat in any way. Stay tuned for the next one. And if you guys want, feel free to comment below, subscribe up there, follow me on Twitter, and let us know what you would like us to do as far as actual real life stock reviews. Thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great day. And until next time, remember, love life, live life, and trade it.